Good? Okay. All right. What is your name?
My name is Raymond Lee Moore.
What were your parents' names?
My dad's name was Gerlin Jader Moore. My mother's name was Ruth Wanda Moore.
Where were your parents born?
My mother was born on the Muscalero Apache Reservation up there by Rio Dosa. And my dad was born in Ballinger, Texas.
Where's Ballinger, Texas?
The other side of Eastland, like you're going toward Fort Worth and Dallas.
Okay. Where were you born?
I was born in Carlsbad, New Mexico.
What is your earliest childhood memory?
Where I grew up, an old two-story house west of Loving, hanging out with my dad, feeding chickens, watching milk the cows and things like that.
How many siblings did you have?
I have one brother,
One brother. What's his name?
Jacob Daniel Moore.
Can you describe the neighborhood where you grew up?
Well, it wasn't actually a neighborhood. It was just a farmhouse, two-story farmhouse, about 2.5 miles from Loving, west of Loving, and Loving was real quiet then. Real quiet. The neighborhood was weekends, family, everybody gathering together and cooking. All my uncles and my aunt all played musical instruments, and that's all that came to the get-togethers was family. And we ate, made ice cream, and they made music. Those are some of my best memories.
Can you describe what kinds of responsibilities you had growing up?
My responsibilities when I got old enough was to milk a cow in the mornings. We had 2 milk cows. Gather the eggs. Usually in the evenings we gathered eggs. Come home from school. School clothes came off. School shoes came off. And we did our chores, did our homework. I did my homework by a coal oil lamp. We didn't have electricity back then.
You didn't have electricity?
Didn't have electricity.
Oh my goodness.
No electricity.
Okay.
We didn't have electricity until 1960.
Okay. All right.
We didn't have running water and a bathroom, inside bathroom, until I don't remember when.
Did you guys had like an outhouse?
Yeah,
and
we
then
had an
like
outhouse.
Yeah. Did you have running water? So I've heard that they'll do like an outhouse, but then they'll add running water to the outhouse outside before. No. Okay.
No.
All right. What?
Our running water consisted of a water tank, overhead water tank, that was plumbed into the house, and the inside bathroom, everything run off that. So we didn't have water. The water pressure we had was just the pressure from the overhead tank.
Okay.
And we hauled the water. The water was hauled from Loving out to the tank. About once a week or something like that.
Where did you go to school?
I went to school in Loving.
In Loving?
Elementary and junior high, yes. And sophomore, junior, and senior year in Carlsbad.
Was there a high school in Loving, or
No.
Everyone went to high school in Carlsbad.
Junior high, 9th grade, as far as we went in Loving.
Okay. Do you have any like outstanding memories?
Memories?
Yeah, from grade school, or even high school.
No, not really.
Not really?
Not any really outstanding memories. No.
No. Did you have a favorite teacher? Anyone that you remember?
No, not really.
Not really?
No, not really.
Okay.
No favorite teachers.
No school marms that made a real good impression or a real bad impression?
No.
Okay. What was high school like?
High school was different because we were integrated with the Carlsbad kids, and that was kind of a different deal up there. And they were different kind of kids, and down there at this come from this small town.
Yeah, they were more city folk, right?
Yes,
So it's different for sure. Okay. Did you get in any fights?
Oh, I had a couple of scraps.
A couple?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. How did your family earn money?
My dad sharecropped or farmed for a man named Pardue. And that's how we made our money. Dad would do custom farm work, leveling land and stuff for other people to make money, extra money. But majority of our money comes from the cotton and alfalfa that we raised.
Okay.
We ended up having about 200 head of cows, and we had several horses, and we had pigs, of course, and chickens, and just a regular farm.
Good deal. Okay, let's see. Did you guys ever take family trips?
We took one time up into Colorado. We were thinking about moving, and we took a week and went off up into Colorado. Dad was thinking about buying a place up there, but for some reason or another, we never did.
No?
Nope, never did.
Okay, was your family very religious?
Yes, we went to church every Sunday.
Do you have any specific memories about church or religious celebrations?
No, not really. I had no particular memories about church. Jader was awful involved. He was the president of the Lions Club. He was the president of the school board. He had a meeting of some kind every night, it seemed like. And he played on the men's basketball team. He loved to play basketball, and mother loved to sew. And so those are kind of the memories I remember. Jader was always busy.
Always busy.
Always busy.
This one's always busy too.
Yeah.
Always busy. All right. So, what was Christmas like?
Christmas? We always got one main toy, and sometimes it wasn't what we wanted, but we always got something. And a lot of, generally one toy, and the rest of it was clothes, socks, and things like that. Maybe a couple of shirts or something like that. Mother usually made our shirts for school every year, and but we get some clothes, Christmas. We enjoyed Christmas. And it was just a family. Just mom, dad, me, and my brother.
Was there any other holidays that were a big deal around the farm?
Starting Thanksgiving, the end of November, the holidays are my biggest memories, I suppose, because all the family got together and eat Thanksgiving together, and Christmas dinner was always ate together. Presents, of course, were opened by the families at home, but then everybody got together at my grandma's house and spent all day Christmas just visiting and eating, and good food, very good food.
What was your favorite thing?
What was my favorite thing? Me and my grandma's brother, Uncle Herman, he used to come out here for a couple of weeks every year from Odessa, and me and him would go fish. And I suppose those fish fries and stuff was about my favorite, but I don't know. Seems like the women in this family, especially my grandma and my Aunt Mavis, could cook. Dadgum, they could cook. I don't know. It seems like everything they cooked was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys go fishing in the Black River?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you serve in the military?
Yes, I did.
What branch?
Marine Corps.
Marine Corps. Where were you stationed?
I was did my boot camp in San Diego. I went to advanced infantry training at Camp Lejeune, and then from there I went to Pensacola, Florida, to communication school. From there I waited clearance in Hawaii, and then went to Vietnam. Spent 4 years in the Marine Corps.
Is there anything outstanding that you want to share from your military service?
No, nothing really outstanding.
Okay, this is the question I told you is my favorite one.
All right, let's hear it.
Tell me about your dating years.
My what?
Your dating years.
My dating
Yeah.
years? Oh,
Yeah.
my God, my dating years.
Your dating years.
I didn't know that question was on there.
What a question. Who come up with that question?
I don't know. It's on the list.
It is.
It's
my
a good
dating
question.
years. Junior high, I started dating some of the local girls in Loving. And high school, I ended up dating a Carlsbad girl up there. And then right after high school, I joined the Marine Corps, so my dating wasn't really, there wasn't a whole lot to it.
So what about when you were dating? Where would you take girls on a date? What was an acceptable place to take a lady on a date?
There used to be a drive-in theater in Carlsbad called the Big Sky.
Okay.
And that was an acceptable place to go.
That was acceptable?
Yeah, that was acceptable.
You know, my parents' first date was at a Wiener Schnitzel.
Yeah. No, we'd go to the Big Sky Drive-In, and that's generally where everybody went.
That's where everybody went?
That's where everybody went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Did you go to college?
No, I did not.
No. Can you share any memories about your first job?
About my first job. After getting out of the Marine Corps, I married in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I got out of the Marine Corps in the Air Force Base in Homestead, and I married a young lady down there. And my first job down there was with a steel fabricating company, and the man that run the mechanical part of the steel fab company was a race car enthusiast, drag racer. And me and him built a Camaro that I bought, and we used to go to the drag strip Miami Speedway on Sundays. And I got to see Dickie Harrell before he got killed in Canada. Dick Harrell was from Carlsbad, and they used to call him Mr. Chevrolet. And I got to watch him on several occasions down there at Miami Speedway. And so that was real enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a memory that I'll never forget.
Yeah. Okay. What is your career and how did you choose it?
I drive a truck. I drove a truck. Had my own trucks to begin with. I chose it because when I came back from Vietnam, I just didn't feel like I had a place. And so I chose driving a truck, and I liked it. And it grew on me, I suppose, because I didn't really have to associate with other people work-wise and stuff. I would just kind of be by myself, and I really enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm. And
I still to this day, still drive, and I still enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you mentioned earlier that you married, and so when did you marry? How old were you? Or what year?
I was 22.
Mm-hmm.
22 when I married.
Okay.
Yeah. Heather Hendricks was her name. She was a ballet dancer. She danced with Carol Channing and Hello Dolly, and she performed at casinos and stuff with several other dancers, and she was very, very good. Very good. But it didn't last very long. She wanted me to stay in the military, and I didn't stay, and so our marriage didn't last but about a year.
And then you married again later, right?
Married a hometown girl here in Loving, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And when was that?
You know, I don't remember the year that we married. I can't remember.
You can't remember?
Cannot remember. 70, 72 maybe? I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that probably.
And you guys had children, correct?
2 children.
2 children?
Her name was Cindy McAnally. And I had 2 children, 2 boys, Brian Lee and Mark Preston. And then we split up and I remarried again and married Patricia Garland.
There you go.
I almost forgot it. I almost couldn't pull it out.
Oh, that's okay.
Had 2 more boys.
Mm-hmm.
GJ and MJ. And I've been blessed with boys. And they've all turned out a whole lot better than their daddy.
You got some good boys.
Very good boys. Men. I guess they'll always be my boys.
He's going to have all girls, though.
I think?
Yeah, I think so.
He's shaking his head no.
Okay. Do you have any wedding memories?
No, not really. All our weddings, Cindy and I married at the lawyer's office. Pat and I married in the lawyer's office. No wedding memories.
What about were you there when the boys were born?
Yes.
Yes. Do you remember all of their births?
I remember their births. All of them.
Anything outstanding?
Yep,
anything
they all
wild
had
happened?
hair on their head when they came.
Did they?
Yep. I remember that specifically.
They all had hair on their
Yeah,
heads.
I remember
Okay.
seeing that hairy head.
How do you think raising children was different from when you were brought up?
Responsibility. Responsibility is the big thing. Work ethics. Mm-hmm. Along with that responsibility, you acquired work ethics. Mm-hmm. And big difference.
Big difference.
Big difference. I don't believe children, young men and girls and boys now in families, we had a responsibility when we were in the 1st grade. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And all the way through high school until we graduated. We were responsible to take care of certain things, to work during cotton season and to work when the hay got ready to bale and things like that. Work ethics and responsibility, there's just got to be a thing of the past.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, working in the schools, I agree.
And it's sad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. When and why did your family come to reside, like in the Malaga Loving area?
In the Loving area, my grandmother, Grace Moore, was divorced from my grandfather, Gerlin, and she raised the family, and they picked cotton for a living to make ends meet. And they would start off down there in Texas, and they would follow the cotton as it matured up into New Mexico. And somehow or another, when they come up here one year, they decided this is where they were going to stay.
Okay.
And so they just all got jobs and ended up staying here.
Okay. All right. Do you recall, like, turmoil in the 1960s in this area?
No.
No. No. So, like, the things that were happening in the rest of the country weren't really affecting you all here. What do you feel are the most significant changes through the decades of your life?
Has to be the internet. One of the big significant changes. Communication has to be the most significant.
Okay.
A lot of our systems are broke. I don't know if they can ever be repaired or not. Our political system is broke. Our judiciary system is broke. I don't know if it can be repaired. People live such a fast pace of life now that they never look up. Never look up. Never see the sun rise or the sun set. How many people even look at the stars at night, even know they're even there anymore? Changes, pace of life has to be the biggest change. We didn't live like this when I grew up. We would sit on the porch after we ate supper, or we would get together at one of my aunt and uncle's houses and eat supper and listen to the men make music and sing and laugh and make ice cream. People don't do that anymore. No. People don't do it anymore. The pace of life is the most significant change, I think, that there has to be. Everybody has become so so just given to that's the way life is. That it's sad. Life is not this way. Life doesn't have to be like it is now.
Yeah, everybody's too caught up in being busy all the time.
Yeah. And I don't suppose it's keeping up with the Joneses. It's just the pace of life, and dadgum, they live to make ends meet, and the ends they create themselves, and they overload themselves, and it's just crazy. So crazy.
What is your happiest memory?
My happiest memory. My happiest memory would have to be now when I look back on Christmas and Thanksgiving and family and things. I think back to my uncles and my aunt making music and laughing at each other and telling stories about their childhood and stuff. That has to be my happiest memories growing up. Growing up and listening to these men and women talk about growing up in the Depression and doing without, and it just amazed me how they could laugh about it when their times were so hard. It's good people then. Good people back then.
What has been your greatest sadness?
Greatest sadness? I suppose when I lost Jader, my dad, and then when I lost my aunt, the only girl in the family of 4 boys. I suppose that had to be when I lost Jader and lost Mavis. Those were my 2 saddest moments.
What would you like to say to future generations?
Look up.
Look up.
Look up. Quit walking with your head down and looking down. Look up and see there's a lot more to the grind than there is just looking down and worrying all the time. Look up at the stars. Look up at the stars. Look at them. See a sunset every once in a while, or see a sunrise.
Mhm.
Enjoy your children.
Mhm.
Spend time with your children.
That's all my questions, Mundo.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.